Hey everybody, welcome back to another one of my monthly forecasts. If this is the first time you're seeing me, my name is Angela Peterson and I am a psychic medium and shamanic practitioner in Sedona, Arizona. I am in my lovely office here in Sedona and I had a little remodel take place and I really love it. It's really beautiful. So if any of you are ever in Sedona, please come and see me. Since I am a psychic medium and a shamanic practitioner, I do sessions both online and in person. So if you're interested in booking a session with me, then I'm going to leave the link below this video to my website where you can find out all the information about me. I just have to say that this is like my 100th time trying to record right in this moment because I'm feeling so goofy right now. And I don't know why, because it's really hot. It's very hot in Sedona today. And I'm sweating like crazy. I keep fanning myself with the cards that I picked. Anyway, so I'm gonna do my best to get through this without goofing around too much. And let's get into it, yeah. It's really interesting because I feel very giggly. I kind of have that feeling of like I'm about to do something really exciting and nerve-wracking at the same time. And so I get, when stuff like that happens in my life, I do get giggly. So I can talk a lot, I get chattery, and I laugh a lot. It's kind of a nervous response. So it could be that that's part of the energy of this month of July. So this month we have a Capricorn full moon happening on July 10th. And this is kind of the opposite actually of like a goofy, funny energy, because Capricorn is actually very much tied to responsibility, obligation, goals, work ethic, stuff like that. This Capricorn full moon is sitting in the second house, which is Taurus, so it relates to the material world, it relates to finances, what we value from a material standpoint. And in its, I guess, exalted form or its expanded view, the second house could also potentially relate to what do I value from an emotional or spiritual standpoint. And I think that that happens when we really transcend the material world in a way. We start to value material things less when we start to value emotions and spirituality more. This full moon is going to be across from the sign of Cancer in the 8th house. And Cancer is the sign of home, it's the sign of family, nurturing, can be self-protection because it's the crab. So with these two being across from each other this month, it really heightens the questions we have around balance in our lives when it comes to what am I focused on, what are my values, and how much time am I putting toward those things that I value, both, for career, for work, but also from a home, family standpoint as well, and a self-nurturing standpoint. This month will probably have you really looking at how you're spending your time and your energy and how productive it is. And is it productive toward the things that you really truly want and desire? We do have the root chakra coming out this month, so there can be a lot around survival, financial issues, anything like that. Financial in general, doesn't have to be issues, but definitely the root chakra connects to tribe, family, origins, DNA, structures, and physical health as well. So physical health is a big one to definitely take a look at. So sometimes when we overwork ourselves, which we can definitely do in the sign of Capricorn, if we overwork ourselves, then we can start to develop stress and health issues from that stress. So Cancer coming up this month is about how do we balance that? How do I balance the way that I nurture myself and care for myself in conjunct with the way that I live my life from a professional standpoint. We also have the giraffe spirit coming out, and it says see the bigger picture here. So Capricorn, like I said, is the sign of highest potential, and it's always wanting to reach the next goal and being very driven in that sense. With giraffe medicine coming in, the giraffe can talk about having your head in the clouds and not paying attention to the details down closer to earth. So in that sense, it would be connected to not getting too far ahead of yourself, but making sure that you're staying grounded and present in this moment to the details that need to take place in order for you to reach the goals that you're looking to reach. This month does feel It feels heavily connected to career as well as home life. So it's both. It's kind of the balance of the two. So this month could see a lot of people walking away from really stressful jobs that they have kept only for survival. So if you are in a job that you hate, but you do it for money, this month can bring up within you desires to change that. It might even bring up the actual motivation and action to change it. It will definitely have you questioning your choices around that and whether or not it truly is worth it. So there can be a lot of career changes this month for many people. There can also be some people maybe starting to work from home. That could also be a shift that takes place, is more remote job opportunities. But this month is also going to challenge your perspective. This month is gonna stretch you. So if we go back to the giraffe medicine, then you think about that long neck, that it really represents being stretched. So stretching yourself enough so that you can see the bigger picture, while also still being practical enough to keep your feet on the ground. At the end of the month, we actually enter into a new moon that is in the sign of Leo. So full moons are about endings, cycle completion, and new moons are about beginnings. When we have a new beginning happening in the sign of Leo, that can actually be the sign of courage. So lion represents boldness, it represents self-expression, and Leo is all about creativity, so creative self-expression. It could be the energy that you need to really step into what you want to create. Leo connects with the main character energy, so you being the main character of your life, it's how do you want to own your power, how do you want to step up, and how do you want to shine in your life. I keep having this feeling of this month being an energy where a lot of people could just up and walk away from things. It might even be unexpected to the person doing it. I feel like this month could have some impulsive actions behind it, which is really interesting with the sign of Capricorn, because Capricorn is so grounded and so practical. But I feel like it's in the full moon energy, it's almost like that energy is somewhat coming to an end if it's necessary. You're not just going to walk away from something unless you're really ready for it. You know, you might just in your mind not realize that you are and then impulsively do it. I do see stuff like that being a possibility, but it's like ending careers that you've been in for so long but you know are not feeding the soul. They're not the main character energy you want to live in your life. And so Leo then brings in that new main character energy of how do I really want to live? How do I really want to be in the world and share my light? How do I really want to make money? What do I value the most? This feels like a very synchronistic month. I'm going to show you this card here. We have magic and alchemy. So this month feels incredibly synchronistic. And if you are willing to take some risks and to step into your power, just like the lion, then I feel like this is when magic and synchronicity, or alchemy, I guess it says, but synchronicity will take place in your life. I do feel some endings in relationships. You could even just walk away from relationship. You could be walking away from partnership from a career standpoint. It feels like there's some balancing out of karma. So we have truth and justice coming out. It's like if the pendulum has been so far to one side, I feel it swinging over to the other side this month of July, by the end of July, I'll say. So the beginning of July feels like this slower, a little more of a heavier, denser energy that we're moving through. And then by the end of July, it feels like the energy just lifts up and carries us through. You may even be starting new partnerships. So you could be walking away from old ones, or you could be starting brand new ones. And this could be in the romance department. It could be in friendships and work as well. There feels like a real boldness that we are able to access this month. I feel lots of bold energy and courageousness coming in. It's like, just like I said, the lion's roar, but we also have the stag coming out. And the stag represents the divine masculine energy, which is pride and leadership. And your pride is connected to lion as well, to Leo. And when you see the stag standing on top of the mountain, this really reminds me of the Capricorn energy, because Capricorn is this energy of highest potential. So it's like I reached the potential of something, I've peaked. And now I get to stand up here and look around. I get to see how far I've come, and then I get to reassess how far I want to go. And this does connect to giraffe as well, because the giraffe is about the bigger picture. So standing on top of a mountain or being as tall as a giraffe and seeing over the clouds and the treetops and just having that bigger perspective. So it feels like some sort of a success, which feels like completion, and then a new beginning from that vantage point and onto another. That's what July feels like to me. And in this energy, like I said before, the root chakra is a dominant energy this month. So is the throat chakra. And the throat chakra, again, connects to how the elk is using his voice and how the lion uses her voice. The throat chakra is connected to our personal truth. It's also connected to truth in general, and we do have the Truth and Justice card coming out. So like I said, it feels like there is a writing, a balancing of something here. So we are making choices that are going to help balance karma. It feels like we're doing that collectively and individually in our lives this month. So the guidance cards, or the advice cards for the month, we have the Magic Stream, and this one is really about trusting and flowing with life. So it's going with the flow. It allows you to move with the current instead of against the current. Releasing resistance. Number one, release resistance. Resistance can show up in so many ways, but resistance comes from fear. So make sure that you're aware of your fear that is holding you back from stepping into something you want to step into. The other thing too is clear intent of intention. Be very, very clear. And I do think that this month is about gaining clarity, but be very clear about what you want and the direction that you're going. And part of that clarity is going to come because you reached that mountaintop. There's something that you have peaked at or come to completion with. And that is actually going to give you the clarity, and then you're going to be able to make the intention moving forward. But the only way you're going to be able to see it this way is through the process of surrender. And surrender is not a passive thing. Surrender is actually an active thing. Surrender does not mean giving up. It really just means to allow the process of life, allow yourself to move with the energy instead of against the energy. Next card we have is guidance and advice. We have Wide Open. And she's wearing a green dress, which is the heart chakra color. So really, if you want to know how to surrender, this is how. It's really through the heart chakra, because the heart knows how, just automatically on its own, it knows how to trust. The heart will automatically sync to the rhythm you need to be at if you allow it to do so. You've got to become aware of when you are stuck in the mental energy or stuck in the head, because the heart is really the master. It needs to be the lead, and it needs to be the one to make the choices moving forward. The heart is the master manifester. Its energetic field is 10 times, maybe more, but at least 10 times more powerful than the energy field of the brain. So let the heart make the choice. And once the heart makes the choice, it falls into a rhythm that helps to balance the mind, and then the mind can follow along and come up with the ideas of how we make this happen. I do feel that for some people this month is going to be a bit of a struggle between the head and the heart. And so, like I said, I keep going back to this. Really pay attention to the resistance. The resistant feeling feels like pressure. It feels like tense and stressful energy in the body. And it's when we just allow, we accept, we look around and just be with what is. Breathing into the body, relaxing. That's what's going to help you flow and move forward in the most beneficial way. Capricorn is an earth sign and Leo is a fire sign. This month has to do with both of these energies, both earth and fire. And fire has to do with connection to the heart. It's the spark of life. It is passion. It's joy. It's the courage to speak your truth. Fire people are not afraid to express themselves. So fire is the element that you need if your desire is to express yourself and be true to your authenticity. I think July is shaping up to be a pretty good month overall. And it will be an exceptional month for you if you surrender and allow it to take you where it needs to take you. Let go of the fight. As I said that, I had this image of a man stressing to get up a mountain, fighting really hard, and all of a sudden I see him sort of just let go and be like, okay, help me, and then I see him carried up the mountain. Spirit has great power in our lives if we allow it. So ask for help, ask Spirit for guidance, ask Spirit for assistance and clarity on your path, and it will come. The divine will carry you where you want to be if you get out of your own way. And that's the final message. So I hope you all enjoy the month of July, and take care. I'll see you next month. The forecast for this month might be just as hot as the weather, which is very hot right now. I feel in Sedona, I'm sweating like crazy. And then of course I have this root chakra color come out. All this red on there is like fire. I'm like, really? More? Now, I do hope that my goofy, funny mood today does have something to do with the energy of July. I really hope it does. It would be really cool if it does.